Hello, this is Sam Lucido, and in this quick video, refers to the previous video on creating arrowhead styles, but I want to do something a little bit fun. I'm going to insert an image taken from an arrowhead out in Michigan here. There's a lot of hunters out here, and I had someone give me a nice picture of an arrowhead tip. So I just wanted to show you how you could actually take an image, bring it in, trace the arrowhead, and create it your own. So the first thing we want to do is on the Home tab, on the Insert tab of the ribbon, I want to attach the image. Image is an external reference. So you just insert it that way. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the scale right now because I want to rotate that 90 degrees. So you see I have my image in there. The first thing I want to do is take this point to this point and make it a reference angle of 0. So I'm going to type rotate at the command prompt, and you can get it off the ribbon as well. I'm going to select my image. My base point is going to be right about here, and then I'm going to hit reference on the command line. And what I'm going to do, the reference angle is from here, and I'm going to turn off my ortho and go to the tip of the arrow, and then when it asks me for the new angle, I'm going to hit 0, and you'll see how it rotated it to 0 degrees. Now what I want to do is move this image endpoint to the endpoint right there. I'm going to hold down my shift key. I'm going to do endpoint. And you'll see it's there. Now I have to change the draw order so I can see it. So I'm going to touch the image, type DR for draw order. You'll see autocomplete. I love it, and we'll send it to the back. And you can see our line work here. Now let's scale it a little bit. Let's use the reference command again. Scale, hit enter. We're going to use the endpoint of this. I just typed it in this time. And again, reference. Now watch what I do. The reference length is the endpoint of here. And say my endpoint of my arrow is there. My new length is going to be the endpoint here. So there's our arrow. So now I can erase my line work and start doing my actual line work that I want to use. So let's sort of free draw this, and then we'll use a mirror command. So I'm going to extend the line here, and just follow with me as I go through this. That just gives me my center line. I'm going to start out with a P line, and I'm going to use the intersection. I'm going to come off of here and type arc, follow it up into here, come down again, and end. That sort of gives me one part of my arrow. Let's do another part. I'm going to do a P line again. And remember, I'm just sort of just showing an example of how you can actually do this. Come down and hit endpoint again here. That's about right. You can see I have my objects in there. So now I can erase my arrow and do my mirror. So I'm just going to erase my image. It's still in there. And let's do some cleanup. Let's extend this. Extend that line. Then we'll do a trim. See how I trim there? Trim there. And we have to actually wanted to break it right here. Trim. And let's use our grip to get it right there. And we'll keep it just like that. We'll erase this line. Let's mirror the objects. Mirror at the command prompt. I'm going to select my objects. I'm going to hit the endpoint here and just go straight across to the endpoint of here. I do not want to delete my source objects. That's basically what our arrowhead looks like. Let's erase the center points of it, but we'll trim the ends so we have sort of a head. Okay, so that's our arrowhead. Similar to what the image showed. So now what we want to do is create a block out of that. Okay, we're ready to create our block now. So we're going to hit Create Block on the Insert tab of the ribbon, and we're going to call this Arrow. We'll call it Arrow H, since it's for hunting. And I want a base point is going to be the end point of here. The objects are going to be all my objects. I'm just going to use a window crossing and hit enter, and you can see there's the picture of my block. I'll give it a description. I'm going to leave everything else the same and hit OK. So what happened? We have this arrowhead block. Is it actually there? Well, let's test it out. Let's go to the Annotate tab on the ribbon. And we can actually do a multi-leader style. We can go in here and change our standard style. Let's do a new one. And we'll copy standard. We'll start with standard and hit continue. And under the symbol, we're going to hit user arrow, and we're going to hit the arrow H, and you see there's our arrow. And hit OK. And we have a copy of our standard, and hit close. We'll set it to current and hit close. Now if I do multi-leader, there's my nice little hunting arrow. So arrow. And you can see it actually is an arrowhead, just the way we depicted it. Now we can change the size by hitting Control 1. I always like the scale of the arrowhead size right here, 0.25. If we just wanted a little bit bigger, 0.5. Didn't show up because my leader landing line isn't long enough, so 0.4. So we'll stretch it out and we'll show you how that works. See how the arrowhead's there, and actually my dimension arrowheads too. I can actually go arrow 1, change my user arrow to the arrowhead H, and you'll see it change to that, and I can do the same thing for arrow 2. So that's a little fun exercise on how to take an image, bring it into AutoCAD, and actually use that to create a custom arrowhead style. Thank you.